Hey, let's talk about movies. This is my January TV and movie wrap up. I'm the Book Geek. Welcome back to my channel. And it is now July. And I'm doing a January TV and movie wrap up. I'm so behind. Anyway, let's get to it. First movie I want to talk about is Hereditary. Now, a lot of people love this movie, and a lot of people hate this movie. And I'm one of the ones who love this movie. I thought it was a phenomenal horror story. And it's a shame that more horror movies don't get, that type of high standard recognition like other dramatic type of movies do. But I thought the acting in this was phenomenal. This movie stars Toni Collette. She really was acting her butt off in this movie. She was phenomenal in this movie. I mean, she gave such a damn great performance. She really made you believe that she was going through these things for real that was happening to her and her family. So anyway, what the movie is about is Toni Collette. She has this family. She has a husband, a son, and a daughter. And when the movie begins, Toni Collette's mother has just passed away. And we soon discover that her mother had some secrets and was very strange. And a lot of strange things happen in Toni Collette's family that further lets the audience know, the people who are watching, that her mother may not have been the person that Annie, who is Toni Collette's character's name, that Annie and other people who weren't in her circle thought she was. So we learned very early on that there was something very sketchy and weird about Annie's mom, and that she had some type of fascination with Annie's children. And there's a reason why. We discover that later on. But the family began to, especially Annie, they begin to unravel some family secrets, and things just seem to escalate from there. There is a terrible tragedy that occurs in the movie, which was just so fucking graphic and disturbing. From the beginning of the movie, we can tell that clearly this family is in crisis. Things just seem to get worse the further along the plot moves. I didn't think that it was cliche at all. They didn't rely on dramatic jump scares to frighten us. It was just downright horrifying. There was some disturbing imagery. I liked the cinematography. Annie in the movie, she creates like these miniatures, and I loved how the miniatures that she was creating was directly related to the things that were happening in the movie and the things that were happening in their lives. I didn't think this movie was boring at all. Some people thought it was a slow burn. I thought it was building anticipation. That really paid off in the end for me. Besides the creepy factor, we also deal with some real life type of issues in this movie, upsetting family issues that can happen to anybody's family. So it was relatable in that sense. They dealt with a death in the family. They dealt with the things that happen after a close family member dies horrifically or dies in general, how it can affect the family dynamics, how it can affect a marriage. We deal with the issues between a husband and wife, the issues between parents and their children, a mother and her teenage son. We deal with a whole bunch of family dynamics, and on top of that, you add in the creepy bonus, and you have yourself a very great scary movie. I thought that this movie also has some phenomenal character development. I loved it. This movie has actually stuck with me. I mean, to this day, whenever I see a dog hanging his head out the window, I think of this movie. And if you've seen this movie, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about. So Hereditary is definitely going on, my top list for favorite scary movies. I gave this one 5 stars. I also watched a movie titled The Night Eats the World. This was another fantastic movie. This is a horror movie. And in this movie, we have this character, this guy. His name is Sam. And he's come to his ex-girlfriend's house, I guess to retrieve some of his belongings or whatever. And he ends up going into a room. She's having a crazy wild party. There's lots of people there. You can tell that he really does not want to be there. He ends up going into an empty room, closing the door, and falling asleep. When he wakes up, he discovers that the world as he knows it and everyone else knows it is over. Something terrible has happened during the night, and everybody is zombified. He's the only person alive that's left in this apartment building. And so we deal with, isolation. Basically, we follow this one character throughout the majority of the movie. And we watch as he tries to survive alone. We watch as the idea and, the reality of being alone and isolated for so very long takes a toll on his mental health. He's sort of a lone survivor. Now, there are other people out there. He saw a couple trying to escape, and they got devoured, I believe. And then later on in the movie, another character comes in, but she's not there for too long. I like the message that this movie is trying to deliver. It was more about the man instead of the zombies. The zombies was just like an added bonus. Humans, crave companionship. We need to be around other people. Not having those normal connections with another human being can greatly affect our mood, our mental health, and cause us to actually have a breakdown. There was not much dialogue in this movie. The visuals were enough. To me, there's something quite terrifying about possibly being alone and confined for a long period of time. I could be alone for a while before I start to get stir crazy. I probably would have tried to make a run for it. Not gonna lie. He lasts for a long time in this apartment building, and he becomes quite resourceful in his attempt to stay alive. Some people might find this movie boring, but I thought it was quite interesting. Like I said before, it was more about the man and dealing with isolation than it was about the zombies. And they didn't rely on cheap jump scares. I thought that was great. Now, I don't really have a problem with jump scares. It's okay. I like the classic horror movie styles as well as the new age stuff that they do, and jump scares are part of the classic horror movie styles, the way they used to try and scare people back in the day. So I don't really have a problem with jump scares, but too many jump scares can be a bit much. So for me, The Night Eats the World was a fantastic movie, and I gave it 5 stars. Another movie I watched was I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I hated this damn movie. In fact, it was so forgettable that I can't even explain to you what I thought about the film, because it's just not in my mind anymore. But anyway, if you've seen any of the other I Know What You Did Last Summer movies, you can basically figure out what this one was about. A group of teenagers find themselves being stalked / killed by someone with a hook. And you know, the first I Know What You Did Last Summer movie was pretty good. I actually enjoyed that one. I didn't really enjoy the second one too much. I don't know if they have anything else after the second one before this one, but the imagery, like the cinematography, I don't know what they were doing with the filter or whatever. I did not like that at all. And I just thought it was so stupid. Like, I couldn't get into it. I think I cut it off a couple times because I just thought it was corny. I thought the acting was horrendous. I hated this movie. I gave this movie 1 star. I should have gave it 0 stars. I thought it was a poor quality. It lacked originality. I hated it. I really did. And it's very forgettable. I can't even get a picture of it in my mind. That's how bad it was. I also watched 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. This is another movie that I fucking hated. 1 star for me. I gave this one 1 star. Now, I did enjoy the first 30 Days of Night. 30 Days of Night movie. The one starring Josh Hartnett. I did enjoy that one. And this one was supposed to be a continuation of that one with all new actors and poorer quality. This is supposed to pick up after the movie. The first movie, Stella moves to LA and she attracts the attention of vampires with the intentions of avenging the death of her husband. I lost interest in this one pretty quickly. I think I actually cut it off before I got to the end. I didn't like it. So that's it, guys, for my January wrap up. I'm going to be trying to get these out really quickly. If you don't know, I do a 1 through 5 rating scale for movies, TVs, and books. I don't do half a rating. I don't do like a 3.5 rating. I just give a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 rating. 5 meaning I really liked it, and then 4 and 3 and so on and so forth. You get the point. 1 star means I fucking hated it. And everything that I talk about in my TV and movie wrap-ups are all things that are new to me. All the movies are movies that are new to me. All the series are series that I finally finished or binge watched that was new to me and completed. So anyway, go ahead and give this video a like if you enjoy my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.